Hello, Zayn.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm really good. It's really good to sit down with you today. Do you know what I love about you, Zayn?
No.
I love the fact that you've still got a proper Bradford accent.
Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere.
It's really not.
It's deeply rooted in there at this stage.
I love it because often when you get, could be actors or musicians who've been living in the States for quite a while, they come back and you've got that slight hybrid thing going on.
Yeah.
You are 100% Bradford.
I appreciate that. I try to make an effort to keep it real, you know.
It's great. It's a good thing. So you're back in the UK. Mm-hmm. Does that mean you'll get time to go to Bradford, or is it too much of a whirlwind?
This time, probably not, but I just got a bit of time there for my birthday, like a couple of months ago, so I got to spend a bit of time there. My mum came out with me to America and stuff, so it was nice. But this time it's a quick trip, so just in and out, doing some work, and then get back to my daughter as quick as possible. Yeah.
So when you're up in Bradford, what do you have to do? What are the must-do, must-eat, must-see things?
Must do, probably see my mum,
Yeah.
you know, family, eat some of my mum's cooking.
Which is what?
She cooks all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
She cooks like really good British food, but like also she can cook like Indian, Pakistani food too. I'll probably be, you know, a mix up between, I always ask her to make me samosas, you know, or like a real good like Sunday dinner. So, you know, like I said, it's a bit of both.
Love that.
Yeah.
Have you still got friends in Bradford that you want to touch base with when you're there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I've got my two best friends that I still keep in touch with, like pretty much every day we talk. So when I'm back, yeah, I get to hang out with them a bit. It's nice.
That's so nice. It's so lovely. I've heard you say before that your mum's opinion is the one opinion that counts. So when things are noisy and there's stuff going on, as long as your mum is knowing the truth and knowing what's going on, you're good. Is she good at just telling you straight, even if she doesn't agree with what you're doing, saying, up to?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. You know, I know she's always going to be honest with me. So I rely on her opinion for the honesty factor. You know, you know, certain points. I think the moment that you're referencing there, when I said, you know, I asked my mum, like that was when I left the band, and yeah, man, there was so much noise around that, you know what I mean, so many different influences, so I was just like, as long as my mum's cool with me actually just coming home and she's okay with it, then nothing else really matters. Yeah, so I do, you know, ask her opinion on quite a few things. Yeah, I'm a bit of a mummy's boy.
I love that. And does Bradford always feel safe and calm? Is that like somewhere you need to go to get that equilibrium and that chilled out time?
Yeah, I guess, you know, safe's a funny word. I don't know about safe.
You're probably not safe anywhere, quite frankly.
It's grounding for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I definitely need to reconnect with that. Yeah, because I feel like it like puts my feet back on the earth a little bit. And obviously, I'm not trying to get rid of this accent, so it's good to, you know, keep it refreshed with the locals.
It's such a good accent as well.
Thank you.
It's brilliant. Can American people understand what you're saying?
Yeah, I've got used to like certain words that they use to explain things, you know.
Are you having to say water?
I say water, but I pronounce the T. Obviously, if you're from Bradford, you say water. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even say the T. So I pronounce my T's for them so they understand what I'm saying. Yeah, but they seem to be getting to grips with it.
You're muddling through.
Yeah, slowly. Yeah, I've only been there 7 years. You know what I mean? So. Yeah.
That's good. So look, let's talk about your new album.
Yeah.
That's why you're in the UK, to tell us all about it. So let's start with the name, Room Under the Stairs. Tell me the story.
Yeah, so the concept of the album was pretty much, you know, to do something that was raw, real and honest, and I felt like the best place to do that would be like in my home rather than having to go to different studios and different places. And I had this little studio set up in like the equivalent of like a shoe closet basically underneath the stairs in my house. So I just felt it was a really poignant name for the record, to let people get some insight, you know, into the whole recording process of things too. So that's why we called it Room Under the Stairs, yeah. And
did recording it at home and working on it at home help you feel very comfortable so that you could talk about things you might haven't before?
Yeah, definitely. I think that was one of the main intentions behind doing it at home, so that I could just rock up to the studio in my pajamas, no shoes on, no socks,
Heaven.
just do your thing,
yeah.
chill. And I've worked with a guy who I've been working with for about 10 years on and off on other records and stuff. So it was real cool. It was just chill. It didn't feel like there was a lot of pressure, you know. When we got an idea, we got an idea. When we didn't, we didn't. We just hung out and like did chill things, like cooked food and relaxed at the house. Yeah.
That's so nice. As you said, it's raw and you're talking about subjects and showing parts of your personality and your story that you haven't previously. What did you want your fans to learn about you, or for just us, you know, just everybody out there to know who the real Zayn is?
Yeah, so the idea behind that is, I think for myself, I just feel like I've grown up so much in the last like 6 years, like matured as a person, into myself. I've learned a lot of things in life, and the main thing I've learned is just not to take things too seriously, not to overthink things, you know, just be yourself, be as honest as you can. As simple as that sounds and as cliche as it sounds, like it's been a real turning point for me, and since obviously putting the record together, I've just wanted to like be behind it fully and show that like I'm behind my own ideas, you know, and that, you know, even in the past, maybe where I haven't sent as present, it was just nerves, you know, like I'm just quite a shy guy, like to keep myself to myself, and I'm slowly getting used to this idea that, you know, I'm a pop star, I do this as a job, like, and it's a nice feeling, yeah, to be able to connect with that, like, and, you know, explain it to people in that way, I think.
I think that's the healthy way round to have it, rather than, I'm a pop star, everybody, you should know this. I like the fact that you're still going, oh yeah, this is the job, that I'm a pop star and I've got to put myself out there, and that might be uncomfortable at times. How are you navigating keeping yourself private and feeling comfortable with what you're saying versus an album that is raw and does show the world who you are? Was it difficult to keep something back for yourself? Were you quite clear on the things that you didn't want to express in this record?
It's a really good question. The balance is key, you know, when you're writing anything. I think you want to give, you know, enough information that people know what's going on, but you don't want to be like, yo, I wore this red jumper and I went to this place at 9 p.m. on Tuesday and I seen this person, and give people's names, you know. So there's a way you can be poetic about it and be ambiguous and clever, you know, but still get your point across. And that's what I enjoy about music, you know. That's what makes it relevant to so many people as they listen, you know, just kind of getting the key points in there, but kind of glazing over the rest of it. And with this, I feel like I've done a good job of like making it like explanatory to people. Like, this is what I was going through, but not too much detail, you know. Like I said, like I'm not telling what I had for dinner.
Yeah. Probably a samosa.
Yeah. Drop a bar in there, just ate a samosa.
I was lucky enough to hear a few tracks that I don't think other people have heard, or many people have heard so far, and it is such a beautiful album. Your voice is stunning on it. It's an unexpected style perhaps, but one that really works with your vocal and really works with the lyrics. You work with Dave Cobb, who's worked with people like Chris Stapleton, so we know that there's sort of that country influence there. What drew you to that genre of music? Why did that work this time?
I think it was my environment, you know, like where I'm at in the world, in Pennsylvania. It's rural, like farm, and just being out there a lot. I spent a lot of time listening to that kind of music. Funny enough that you mentioned Chris Stapleton, because he was a massive like inspiration for this record. Like, I was listening to a lot of his music on vinyl, just out in the middle of the sticks, and it inspired me to want to do something that was real and raw like him, you know. I appreciate his lyricism. I love the fact that he's an amazing storyteller too, and I felt like the genre of music lent towards that. Like, it gave you that space to be able to tell a story, you know. And that's why I wanted to do that. Yeah, it was fully, you know, big kudos to Chris Stapleton. Like, I've not even really liked much music for the last 10 years, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, like, just kind of just stuck to what I knew as a younger person, you know, and just listened to my favorites. But when I listened to him, it inspired me, and I was like, this is something really cool, like broadened my horizons. Yeah.
His first album is outrageous.
He's ridiculous, isn't
His
he?
voice, I can't listen to it and not be totally covered in goosebumps. He's insane.
It's insane.
Have you ever seen him live?
I've not seen him live. I'd like to go see him live. Would you say why?
No, I said I haven't
you
either.
haven't
I
either.
want.
I
I'm
thought you said
desperate
why.
to. Yeah, why?
Yeah, why did you come to see
Why
him?
have you not?
I don't even know. I'd love to go see him. I've not been to much music, like many live gigs. I'm going to one today though.
Oh,
in,
nice.
The O2, Ray's performing.
Oh, Ray,
Yeah,
fantastic.
So I'm gonna go see that today.
How do you go to a gig? How does Zayn
She
Malik
gave me
go
a
to
box.
Yeah,
so
but
it's-
right,
it's
okay,
n-
you're
yeah,
all right.
She looked after me.
You're
yeah.
sneaking in disguise.
box,
You're in
yeah.
the box. You're safe. You're good.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's going to be fantastic going to see Ray tonight. She's amazing. I mean, I haven't been to a gig in ages.
Yeah, I
I'm
love her
too
voice.
tired. I can't stay up that late. I'm exhausted.
I can imagine. Yeah, when you've got the kids to look after,
it's
it
just
gets like that for
bonkers.
sure. But she's not here now, so I'll get a night off. Go see a gig.
Exactly. You've got to do it. And I think actually there's nothing like watching live music and you sort of go to a gig and go, why don't I do this all the time? Just seeing someone just being themselves on stage and showing that raw talent, it's just such an inspiring thing.
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. As I said, I love the style of music. The album's absolutely beautiful. There's a song on the album called Alienated, which I think the melody is so gorgeous and the lyrics seem really personal. Talk to me about that song. Where did the idea for that start? What's going on with that one?
So that was like the first start to the album, pretty much. I wrote that song first, and then the rest of the songs on the record kind of followed that one. And it was just the first time like I'd done something in that space. The inspiration, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. Like I don't need to give anybody's names away or anything, but I've been through some relationship stuff, and that was definitely correlated there. I wasn't feeling quite at home in my situation. I felt like the word alienated summed that up in the best manner. So that was the inspiration behind it, yeah. And I talk about certain things in that song that like I was feeling around that time.
With these songs being that bit more personal, how do you think you're going to feel when you are on a stage singing them aloud? Because that's quite an emotional thing to do.
Yeah, it is, but also it's empowering. Like I don't know, like I think I've mentioned this a couple of times now, like in few interviews that I've done, but I felt disconnected, to the things that I was performing before, because it didn't feel like it was really me, like I can sing R&B music and it works for my vocal, but actually performing it on stage, I never felt like I could connect to it, like I'm not Chris Brown, I'm not Usher, I'm not going to pull out some dance moves, I'm not going to start, giving the schmoozy eyes and all that. Like I just want to stand there and sing, and this music felt like that gave me that space to do that, so that's why I wanted to do it.
Yeah, how are you feeling about getting out there and singing these songs live?
I'm excited. Yeah, like I said, it's empowering to like own your shit, and like actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but it's empowering to.
You can use all the swears.
Oh, I can. Yeah, is that
any
okay?
Any swears
yeah?
you like.
Oh, that's wicked. I like this.
Yeah,
this is good. Yeah.
Any of them. Like
so
people
like
have dropped the C-bomb, by the way. Like there are no rules. You literally.
Cool,
yeah.
I was told I'm never allowed to say that ever.
Okay,
at any
that's
point.
your own personal rule.
Yeah.
Sure.
But what was my point? I forgot what I was saying. Yeah,
don't know, Zayn.
Own your shit.
Own your shit.
Yeah, like to actually own it, it has to come from you, and you have to feel like you want to share that, with people. And I feel like I'm in that place, like where I'm a grown man. This is what I've been through, and this is what happened.
Yeah. What was the writing process of that like? Because it is really powerful to sit and write down your thoughts, even if it's in a journal or a quick few notes to just digest what's happened in the day. This takes it to the next level because you write them down and then it becomes this beautiful piece of art. But there's something really magical about just writing down how you're feeling. Was that in any way therapeutic?
Yeah, I think all writing is pretty cathartic, like it gets that feeling off your chest, and it's a really useful like therapy technique too. I've been told, so people do it a lot for that, and I think it's very beneficial because when you see things written down in front of you, you have to look at it from an outside perspective, like how is this going to be perceived? How do I look? What are people thinking about me saying this? And that then in turn makes you question, what are my intentions? Like why am I moving this way? Why am I doing this? And it can help you, process them things.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's a really helpful tool, one that I definitely use all the time. So look, let's talk about Pennsylvania, because it seems like you have found yourself a corner of peace in this crazy world, and certainly the crazy world that you live in, and that it feels really good for you to be in that kind of space.
Definitely, yeah. I love Pennsylvania. It's super chill, real quiet. You know, I get time to think and work on stuff. You know, like when I'm doing my music, I don't have a lot of noise around me. There's not a lot of outside influences. I can just really concentrate on my own thoughts. Which is a good feeling, but I just love being there anyway. It's just, it reminds me of England, weirdly enough. Like the architecture and everything is kind of similar.
I've never been.
Have you never
Quite
been?
Quite green and lush.
Yeah, green and lush, and a lot of the original people that settled there were European settlers. So it has that kind of feel to it, you know. And I just love it, and the weather's kind of like England too. It's not great, it's not
didn't
too
you want to go
hot.
somewhere sunny?
No, man, I'm cool with it. Yeah, I'm used to it. I like what I like.
I'm so over. This has been the longest winter of my life.
Look, I like a vacation. You know what I mean? We all like to get away in the sun, but to be real, like I prefer to have seasons. You know, like when I lived in LA and it was sunny all the time, I didn't even know what time of year it was. To be honest,
I get you. I understand that, especially around Christmas. You want it to feel all cozy and lovely. I mean, you could, and I know you have lived in New York previously, but that's being in a city would be too loud, too bustly. What's the feeling?
Yeah, I lived there for like 4 years, and that's what it was. It just felt very intrusive, you know. I was living in an apartment on one of the busiest streets in New York. So whenever I'd come outside of my house, there was just like a whole crowd of people there, paparazzi and that kind of stuff.
Fun.
And yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah,
No.
it didn't feel good. And then obviously when we were having the kid and stuff, I wasn't actually giving birth to her myself, but when we were having the kid, it seemed like a smart decision to keep her away from that and like not have, you know, so much intrusion on her too.
Yeah, and just have some space and nature.
And she gets to run around in the fields, and we get to go camping and, you know, barbecue outside whenever. We've got people watching us straight out the front door.
Yeah, but also it seems that you're comfortable in a much more peaceful habitat. Would you say, I'm talking to you like you're an animal, in your habitat, Zayn?
It is fully a habitat, though, so it's all good, it's
your
fine.
natural habitat. Would you say you're an introvert?
Yeah, I think so, but I think it's like contradictory because of my profession. So I guess I'm somewhat an extrovert because I do like to share things with people, but as a, you know, day-to-day person, I'm definitely introverted, yeah.
I am. I'm an introvert with an extrovert job.
Yeah.
And I can do condensed periods of time talking to people and being around humans, and I love it. And then I have to retreat and I have to get really, really quiet. Otherwise, I combust.
Yeah, you need to replenish the energy, I think. I think it can become draining, you know. I think we forget how much energy it actually takes to just have a conversation, if you're actually having a good one, you know. And that's something that obviously every person needs to find a balance with themselves. So I enjoy being there. I feel like it recharges my batteries a bit, and then I have the energy to come out and do these kind of things, you know.
Yeah, it's so good. And you've got all your pets there?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
How many have you got now?
I've got a lot. I've got 3 dogs, 4 cats, 3 turtles.
Wow.
I'm getting 4 more chickens, so that will be 10 chickens.
Are you laying your own eggs? Well, not you laying them,
I'm
but
laying
the
them myself
chickens
personally.
Right, got you.
No, I am. Yeah, we collect the eggs every day with Khai. Like she comes outside with me, get the eggs and stuff. Yeah, she loves it.
What a dream! I am a huge cat person. I've got 2. I would have 100 if my husband would let me. I love cats, and I've got a tortoise, and actually they get on real good.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but I think tortoises or turtles, whatever you have, like I think they're pretty chill. Like
they are the most chilled.
Yeah, I don't think they really care about what's around them. Yeah.
No, and if they do, they'll just go in their shell. Fuck off. I'm
Fuck
out
off.
of
I'm
here.
going to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I find that pets, to me, again, they're grounding, they're soothing. That you don't take things so seriously. It gives you the time and space to just sit and be still because you can just hang out with them. Is that one of the reasons why you've got so many?
It's I think it's a personality thing. You know, I like to live in the moment. I'm not really like an avid phone user either.
That's
like
good.
I'll just turn my phone off for like 2-3 days.
Really?
And just not use it at all. Yeah, I'm just not interested. And they just have that down. You know, they're very present in their being, and they're just in the moment, just there with you. So that helps me to be there with them too, you know. And yeah, that's why I enjoy animals, you know. There's no hinge point. There's no catch. They don't want anything from you aside from love.
No,
You know?
they don't judge you.
Yeah, they don't judge you. They just love you.
And if you do piss them off, they're over it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, they're the best.
They are, for
I
sure.
prefer them to humans.
Me too. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah,
They're better.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think they're way better than human beings.
They
for
really
sure.
are. They're fantastic. I love this no phone thing. Very fascinated because we're all addicted. Most of us are addicted to them for several reasons. We get that instant dopamine hit. If we're bored, we're just doom scrolling or looking at emails at 10 o'clock at night, whatever it might be. You're pretty disciplined about this.
Yeah, I'm not interested at all.
Just like not bothered.
It just goes over my head.
So are people frustrated by that? Do they mind you're not emailing back or WhatsApping or whatever?
Some people say that I'm shit communicating. I'm not going to lie, which is, true. So it's fine. But yeah, it works for me, like I'm quite an addictive personality too. And when I would spend time scrolling, I would just do it for like hours and forget like that I'd been doing the same thing for 3 hours. And it just felt like a waste of my time. For reading 7,000 positive comments and then read one negative, and that just ruins reading every other comment. So I was like, I'm just going to stay away from this, in terms of like social media. But with my phone in general, I'm just not like other people. I feel like everyone's got a real need to be on the phone all the time. And the only person I feel like I need to have that like necessity for is my daughter. Like I check in on her and see what she's doing. But aside from that, I'm not really bothered what the rest of the world is up to.
I think that's really cool because none of us had one 20 years ago and we were getting on just fine.
Yeah.
We'd meet with people at the time we said we were going to meet, which my kids think is mental. They're like, what? You just turned up at 4 and they were there. Yep, that's how it worked.
How did that work?
And we coped. So I do think it's bizarre that we're so massively, we feel we're so dependent on them, but we are obviously then just using them for all sorts of reasons that's not helping us. When did you have this realisation?
Honestly, probably like when I first moved out to PA, because it was just off the grid. Like I didn't feel like I needed to be in touch with people constantly, like checking in. Like you said, if you're meeting with people all the time, it probably is, a good comfort to have so that you can check and make sure everything's good. But for me, I was just staying in one place, like you said, in my habitat. And I just didn't feel a need for it. Yeah, it just was like, it's all good. I'll just live off the grid here, play my vinyl. I have a VHS TV combi. I still watch VHS. Like,
this is wild.
Collect VHS. Yeah, I'm not even about this like new tech age at all.
Oh my God. Look at you with your Bradford accent watching Friends on VHS.
That's it.
What's going on?
Getting back to grips, getting back to the roots of things.
But it's brilliant because you know what it is? It's slowing the hell down. Everything is so fast. And obviously parts of your life are because you're in the music industry and it is quick. And you've got to keep up and you've got to do the tours and whatever it is. But when you can, to actively choose to slow down, I think is so important. But not many of us do it. I think it takes actually great discipline to do that.
Yeah, I think I just enjoy it a lot though too.
Yeah.
It can. I think for some people that find it hard, it probably would be helpful to have a bit more discipline. But with me, it's something that I just enjoy doing, so it doesn't feel like it's discipline for me.
So you're really good in your own company.
Yeah, I like myself.
Yeah, I like my own company. I don't think I've ever been bored.
No. Yeah, I don't think I have either. I like to read and stuff too.
Yeah. Are you reading anything at the moment?
I've been reading a collection of stories called the Bachman books.
Okay.
And it's Stephen King's like alter ego that he has. He writes under another name called Bachman, and he's got like 3-4 books in there. There's some interesting stories in there.
I bet there are.
Yeah.
And painting, you love to paint?
I do love to paint.
What are you painting? What medium are you using?
I use all kinds. I like to paint with acrylic mainly, but I spray paint a lot too. And spray painting's taught me like a lot, even with the paintbrush, like coming back from the spray paint to the canvas, like it just seems to refine your skills a little bit. I love drawing. I love, sketching, pencil sketching. I love comic books. and obviously I'm very into tattoos as well. You know,
Yeah.
my whole body's covered at this point. So, yeah, I love art. Yeah, expression in it.
It is. It's a beautiful thing. I love painting. I use acrylics too. I haven't moved to oils yet. I should do. I'm in my 40s. It should be a thing. But I just find acrylics easy.
I find it hard to use oil paints.
Yeah,
too.
I
like
don't dry.
No, it takes forever.
I know. I love acrylics. And what are you painting? Are you landscapes? Are they people?
All different things. Yeah, I have a lot of like love for cartoons, so a lot of my art tends to like lean that way, like animated kind of style. You know, big thick black lines and like bold colours and stuff. I lean towards that kind of style.
Nice. Where do you paint? What's the setup?
It depends. I have a little like a barn outside of my house. I sometimes paint in there, or just sometimes in my basement or in my living room.
Nice. And are you displaying them? Are you giving them as gifts? Where do they go?
I've displayed one so far of my own on the wall, and I've kept the rest of them just like in storage. Hopefully, at some point, I'll have enough to like maybe do a gallery or something. You know, when I'm like 40 years old. Like,
yeah, so old.
No, another 10 years.
Would you do like a proper exhibition?
I'd love to. Yeah, I've got enough work. I think I could do it. Yeah,
that'd be so cool. What a lovely thing to do.
Yeah.
What about the album artwork? That's gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah.
Who did that?
It was like heavily dictated by my vision.
Nice.
I didn't actually physically paint or draw that myself. I wish I could do that. That was amazing.
So lovely.
But yeah, the idea behind that was to get somebody, you know, to paint or draw something that looked like it fit in like Pennsylvania. Like you see I don't know if you've ever seen the blueprints of like some of the buildings there and stuff.
No,
like,
I haven't.
So yeah, it was just based in that kind of style of art and stuff for Pierre.
It's so lovely. Do you find it, you know, being a dad and having this crazy career, do you have to actively carve out this time to paint, to cook, to do the things that really help ground you?
Yeah, definitely. I have my daughter 50% of the time. So I have that luxury, you know, that like 50% of the time she's not with me, and I try to look at it as a glass half full than a glass half empty. So in that time I get things done, you know, I get a bit of time to myself, get to paint and do the things when she's in the house. I'm sure you know, from having your own kids, you can't do nothing. Yeah, so I just father then, you know what I mean, from the minute she wakes up till she goes to sleep.
Yeah, you can't even have a wee. You can't do anything.
No, you can't go to the toilet.
No,
she
don't be
follows me
mad.
to the toilet.
Yeah. I haven't had a wee on my own for years, 13
funny,
years. Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that you are finding the time to do it, because I love painting. But I can really fall off the wagon and go, I won't start today, I'll do it next week, and then it doesn't happen for 6 months.
Yeah, no, that does happen too, yeah, for sure, and things can get on top, but it's important, I think, to take that time, you know, when you have a bit of time.
When you're in it, I don't know how about you, Phil, but time doesn't exist. I could do a whole day and I haven't even had a sip of water.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
you're having fun,
my God.
right? Yeah, just enjoying yourself.
So good, best feeling. And you love cooking, that's a hobby that helps you to again centre?
Yeah, I love cooking. I feel like it's expression again, you know, it's creative, like you can mess around with different things and put different things in and make it fun, like depending on, you know, what you want to eat.
What's your dish?
My dish that I make a lot is spaghetti bolognese.
Nice.
And I like making tandoori chicken, like red chicken, put it in wraps or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's a staple. Like I go to that one a lot. It's dead
Love
easy.
that.
Just a bit of seasoning, a bit of chickening. You know
Are you a pernickety cook? Are you like very precise with the measurements? Are you getting the spices out the rack? You just whack it all in?
Feel it.
Yeah, whack it all in.
Just a little bit, but yeah, like I'm not just like crazy with it, but like I just feel it. You know what I mean? I'm not like specific about measurements or anything. I don't really give a shit.
You are an unlikely pop star. You've got the most amazing voice, which makes you like you have more than the credentials to actually do the job. But in terms of how you live, you're an unlikely pop star. You like the quiet life. You like to chill. You like to paint. You like to cook. You want to be on your own.
Yeah.
Have you always been like this, or was this a reaction to you starting so early?
Yeah, I think I've always been like this. Like even if you ask my mum, she'll tell you the same thing. Like I like to be in my own space and do my own thing. And she said that's not abnormal. Like you've been that way since you were a small kid, like 3-4 years old. Apparently, I would just like go off by myself and like to sit by myself, play by myself, read by myself. Like, so it's just something that's always been a part of my personality. I think to say that it hasn't been somewhat affected by what I've done would be a lie, you know, because I think that just gave me the turtle effect, you know. I was a bit too much and I went back inside the shell a little bit, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's definitely a combination of both, but I am naturally quite introverted, I think, yeah.
How did you cope with? I mean, you started young for a start. At 17 years old, you've still got a developing brain. You're still trying to work out who you are in the world, and then you're exposed to everything that any young person wants is right there for you. How did you cope knowing that, you are inherently a shy person and someone that needs their own space?
Well, not very well initially, to be honest. I didn't really go out much before I was in the band, to be honest, either. 17 years before, I was just kind of in my home space, doing my own thing, going to school. I didn't really go out clubbing or do anything like that, so all of them things were new to me. And then obviously on the stage of the opportunity that we had, so everything was on steps. It was 10 times more than the normal 18-year-old. So I went a bit crazy, you know what I mean? I did party, I went out and drank and did all them things, and I just realized that them things didn't really make me feel happy, just felt kind of empty. And just doing things on a cycle. So I felt like it was important for me to make a change, and that I needed to be proactive about it. I want to remove myself from this and go and do the things that actually give me that good feeling inside. So that's why I moved out to PA when I did, and that's why I'm still there, because it's been the best 6-7 years of my life, I think, to this point.
Yeah, good for you. I mean, I don't think anyone copes with any of it. It's absolutely bananas. And I wonder how you feel looking back about how young you started. I mean, I started in TV very young, and I didn't do great at school. I didn't go to uni. I didn't do a gap year. I missed all my school proms because I was always filming. Part of me is so grateful that I started early, because I don't think I would have had the realizations I did so early.
Yeah.
But equally, I think, I wonder what a gap year would have been like, or I wonder would I have loved uni? Would I have made a whole bunch of new friends? I don't know. There's a part of me that wonders. Do you ever think about the things you didn't do?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think that's a natural thing for everybody. We always wonder, what if the grass is always greener on the other side, right? So yeah, I've thought about it a lot. I don't think my life would have been anywhere near as exciting, I'll be honest with you, so I'm not complaining about it.
Same.
I'm really grateful for it too. But I do think about it, from time to time, just, ask myself that question.
Yeah. And I wonder who you'd be, Zayn, if you hadn't. What would you be doing?
I wanted to be a teacher.
Did you?
Yeah, I wanted to teach English.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked English in school. I did my English GCSE a year early. They put me in for it at 15. I think you meant to do it at 16.
Wow.
And I passed. I got an A star and stuff. I did really well. Always enjoyed poetry. So I enjoyed being in school too. So I thought this is the perfect opportunity for me to as a profession, do something that's rewarding and be in a place that I actually enjoy, So that was the plan. But I was also studying theatre too. So I was I'd love to, possibly do some acting. But I never really followed that through either. Just when I got into the music, I just fell so in love with music that I just concentrated on furthering my ability in that field, because it's your job, right? So I was maybe I should be good at this if this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you could still go back to being an English teacher,
or
a poet, or an actor. You've still got time to do any of these things.
Yeah.
It's all up for grabs.
Hopefully.
I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think I wonder how everybody else in your life felt around that time, knowing that, and I guess also just seeing the full momentum of how things were going for your career at such a young age. Were there concerns? Did your mum say, is this really what you want, or was she quite for it? How were those around you about it?
You know what? I think my parents were super supportive, but they were just very innocent, to the whole idea of what it entails in terms of commitment and time. So they were always very supportive, but I think it was an adjustment for them, to really understand, what it was about. Because I didn't get to see them at all, and I think that was the main thing that they had to adjust to. But aside from that, my mum and dad are just real chill. They were obviously, concerned about me, but they would never pressure me and make me feel bad, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful for my parents, man. I have two solid parents.
Yeah, that's amazing. And they must miss you so much being so far away. How do they feel about you being in the States?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's difficult for my father to come out because he doesn't like traveling, so I don't get to see him that much. But my mum's been coming out a lot more since Khai's been born, and you know I think that's to do with the fact that she wants to be around Khai. She didn't used to spend that much effort coming to see me.
It's all about a granddaughter.
She does it for a granddaughter, and that's beautiful. You know what I mean? They have a real nice relationship, and it's nice to see her with my daughter.
Is your daughter your mum's first grandchild?
She's not, no.
Oh, okay, right.
She's the
She's
second.
got a breed, right,
yeah.
okay, fine.
She's got 3 now.
3.
3 grandkids,
wow.
yeah.
Oh, it's magical though.
Yeah.
What a beautiful, it's a lovely relationship for your mum to have as well.
Yeah, she loves it, yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really special. Do you think that fatherhood has changed how you approach music, how you write?
I think father's changed me in general. I think it's changed my approach to a lot of things in life. I've definitely developed a hell of a lot more patience.
Oh my God.
For things, you know.
It's the one thing that you just don't consider. You don't think you've got to be patient. You just think, oh, I'll figure it out. And it's like patience is number one.
It's key, yeah.
It's key.
So yeah, that definitely has influenced me across the board, you know. And then the writing process, I think any direct correlation to, you know, being a father is just like having a bit more depth to pull from, you know, when I'm talking about real life things. Like, what was I going to write a song about at 17? I just came out of school, I did my A-levels, you know what I mean? Like, I had nothing going on. Like, I've lived some life now. I have this love for this, you know, this other being that I never understood before. And I don't have any fears or worries expressing that because it's such a good feeling and, you know, a beautiful thing that I've been through. And I don't know, it just feels like I want to share that with the world in a mature, fatherly way, you know.
Are you the sort of dad you thought you were going to be? Because I thought I was going to be this really chilled mum.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, really cool about everything. I'm not.
Yeah.
Fact, I am not.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be way stricter than I am. I had this whole thing like, I'm not going to let my kids get away with this. They're not going to do that. She asked me to do this. And we'd be like, no. And I do everything she asks me to do whenever she asks me to do it. So, yeah, I found myself...
She's got you by the little finger.
That's it, yeah.
It's always the way, isn't it, though? But my God, it's a trip. No one tells you anything that you actually need to know. It's all about these tiny details. And then you get into being a parent and it's completely different.
For sure.
It's completely different. It's absolutely crazy. Any room for any more tattoos?
In some places, yeah. I'm pretty covered. My back's got a bit of space, but...
What's going to be next?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't thought of anything for a while, actually. I haven't had the itch.
So where do the ideas come from? Are they all related to times in your life, moments that have happened, things you want to commemorate?
Not really. No, I'm a bit more like just creative about it. Like, if I like the way something looks, you know, like, and it fits, because I've got so many different things now. Like, I'll see a space and I'm like, this image might look quite cool here. Some things do mean, you know, certain things to me, like little verses or bits of writing I've got on me that just like a memento or whatever, or something somebody said to me. But I don't like to overthink it like that, you know. It's art and they look fucking cool. So I just get them for that reason, as vain as it sounds, you know what I mean?
No, they're great. Most painful place?
Most painful place? Ribs, maybe?
Ribs, yeah.
Neck was fine, head was fine.
Head was fine? This?
Head did not hurt.
Haven't we got loads of nerve endings up here?
I don't know what was going on. Maybe I don't have any nerve endings in my head or something.
Wow.
Yeah. But I didn't feel anything. I just sat there, was just chilling. Yeah.
Wow, good for you. Because when I saw the picture of this tattoo, I was like, no thanks.
Yeah,
that is
this big
ouch.
One. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, look, I wish you all the luck with this album. I know it's absolutely craziness what you have to go through to promote an album these days. So all the love, all the luck, and then get back to Pennsylvania and chill out with your chickens.
Well, thank you. I don't think it's been that crazy. I've really enjoyed it, so it was nice to be here.
And if you don't want that cardigan, I will take it off your hands.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Yeah.
It's ace.
Appreciate
I love
it. Thank you.
Thank you, Zayn.
No worries. Thank you.